Today I'm transplanting red celery. We've been growing red celery since the greenhouse was started. It's one of the superfoods, which I'll tell you about in a little bit, but it went to seed last year and it spread out, and I have thousands of baby celeries in there, but we're gonna have to replant that area. We have other stuff that goes in that area, so I can't have thousands of red celery. I just couldn't possibly give away that many red celery plants. So as far as being picky when picking your transplants, you want one that has healthy green leaves and nice red stems and a nice little root ball. And you can see when I'm pulling them up, I'm looking at them and I'm evaluating whether that plant is worthy of me repotting or if I'm just casting it, because I will be casting thousands of these red celery plants because I just cannot make a home for all of them. With these that I'm repotting, I hope to spread them out all over the homestead because they like the heat, like I said before, and they like the humidity, they like all this, so they grow. This plant will grow in the middle of summer as a celery plant, and everybody knows how good celery is for you. So I'm hoping to spread them out, and then of course I still won't need that many of them because there's only 7 of us here and we don't need that much celery to grow, but I want to give some away. I'd like to give some plants away because it just helps people to, in our area to grow more celery. When we prepare this red celery, we put it in soups. We just cut it up finely and put it in soups. When it gets a little bigger, it gets a little bitter taste, but that bitter is good for you. So, but we'll dehydrate most of this and dehydrate it with a little bit of garlic on it, and we'll just eat it raw, just dehydrated. It's just like a popcorn. You just chew it away. But when I'm working in the greenhouse, I will come along and just eat these leaves, just like it's like a vitamin pill in leaves. So I'll come along, grab me some of these, grab me asparagus bean, grab me a tomato, and I got a snack here while I'm working in the greenhouse. These plants, they grew in total red clay dirt, but now I didn't put any amendments into this red clay dirt because I compost teed it. But now I'm not going to be compost teeing these dirts in the repotted plants. So what I did to the soil to prepare them, I put some chicken manure, some perlite, some composted sawdust, some worm casting, and I mixed all that together so that it made a non-compacting soil that these will go and can thrive very well in. Now as far as pulling these out of the ground, there's thousands of them, so I don't have to be gentle with these. I can just pull them out and then look at them real quick and evaluate the root system. If it has the little white hairs on them, then they're already wanting to grow there, and the white hairs is the white roots that grow down, and the stems look, as long as I didn't break the stem or break the leaves so they stand up. And what I'll do is just poke my finger right into the soil and then push the roots right down into there and just gently cover them back over, and and it mostly stands them back up and it gives them a nice little start. When you go into your garden and you see you have a mess of volunteers, first thing you need to do is remember that plant. And remember how it grew, how it produced. Was it a plant that you want to grow again? So if it was one you wanted to grow again, then look for the largest, healthiest. I know it's the matter of selection, it happens in nature. Just look for the largest, healthiest plants, pull them up, and then repot those. We happen to have an abundance of red celery, but it isn't always the case. Sometimes it's okra, red okra. We grow red okra, red tomatoes. We have red soil, so we grow a lot of red plants. But if you only have 10, I would say still repot those. And if you don't need 10 of red celery, give them away to your neighbor. I'm sure they would be really blessed to have a nice red celery plant. And that's what we're going to do with these. We're going to give a lot of them away. Red celery is important because it's a super plant, but what I mean by super plant, that it has a lot of amino acids, it has a lot of vitamins and minerals that you need on a daily basis. Now I'm not saying you have to eat celery every day, but if you're eating a lot of processed food or stored food. You need to eat as many super plants as you possibly can. Celery has a lot of vitamin K, vitamin A, vitamin C. It's just loaded, packed with iron, magnesium, manganese. It's just a super plant. So that's the reason we grow it, and while we'll dehydrate it, and Anna loves them as dehydrated popcorn. So they lose their bitterness, but they only lose 3% of their nutrition values when you dehydrate. I hope this encourages you to be aware of your garden, to be aware of your surroundings, to go out and look into your garden, see if you have volunteers, and be how excited the feeling is when you see one, when you find one. I got one, all right. So anyway, this is Daniel with Go for Green Living, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Ani Ove Ocha means I love you in Hebrew. Later, guys. The need to transplant your own plants, to transplant your volunteers, is because they're acclimated to your soil. They're adjusted to the heat, they're adjusted to the minerals in the ground, they're adjusted to the humidity in the area. So this plant has adjusted to your area, and it's planted seeds and fell on the ground, and now it wants to grow here. It says, I can grow here. I've seeded, I've passed it on my babies.